Hi everybody, I hope that everyone is well today. It's April 23rd, 2018, and I wanted to come on and share a couple of waking visions that I actually had. I don't know if you have ever had a waking vision, but it's a very gentle thing. It's not something that's overwhelming. But when you've had it and you know the voice of God, you'll understand and you recognize that it is from God. And as you pray and learn to discern and hear His voice better, you will actually be able to focus on the details of the vision and just allow it to happen as it happens. So just kind of give it a little background of what it's like to actually have this kind of experience. It's brand new to me. I've always walked with God, but recently about a year and a half ago, I made some changes in my life, which brought me into a closer walk with Him. And now I pray and I read the Word, and I really try very hard to stay close to Him. And as a result, the relationship has grown stronger, just like any kind of relationship that you have. The more time you spend with somebody, the closer you get to that person, or to God as it is, the more you get to know that person and the more they share with you and the more you share with them. So that's a little background and, what it's actually like to have a vision. I'm just a normal person, but I do feel very blessed and I do treasure my relationship with the Lord very much. So the first vision was of a polar bear. Now the polar bear goes back to a dream I had last fall, where I had a dream of a brown bear in Russia and a war with Russia, and the polar bear in my dream was going to be coming back to Earth, and the polar bear represented Jesus Christ. So this vision, actually, I saw a polar bear, and the polar bear was standing on the edge of an Arctic snowbank, and it was on the edge of the ocean, and it was looking out over the water, and it roared like a long calling bellow out over the ocean, over the water, like it was calling. And I looked out over the water, and suddenly, where there was only water, a bridge of snow appeared, and two small little polar bear cubs came, running up to the polar bear like it was his mother. And I looked and focused again in the vision, and I noticed that behind these two small cubs, immediately behind them, were thousands upon thousands upon thousands, maybe millions of little tiny polar bear cubs coming as this giant polar bear called out over the waters. So that was the end of that vision. Obviously, I believe that this is a sign of rapture, and I believe that Jesus Christ is going to call His children home, and that when He does, as Scripture says, it will be with a mighty shout, and He will call us up, and we will meet Him in the sky, and we will come to Him. We will know His voice because we have a relationship with Him, and we will come to Him. So the second vision I had was actually the same night. It was a little while later, probably a couple hours later. And the second vision I had was I was actually standing on an ark, like a Noah's Ark, but the ark was made out of white light. And as I'm standing there, there's like a ledge in front of me and a little window. And I looked up, and immediately in front of me landed a peregrine falcon. And I looked and I thought, that's so strange. Now this isn't right. And as Noah sent out a dove, not a peregrine falcon. Like, why is there a falcon in front of me? And then I looked and I thought, well, what does he have? He has something in his beak. And so I looked a little closer, and in his beak were short stems of wheat. They were very short, maybe 2 or 3 inches long, and the heads of the wheat stems were full of seeds that were ripe seeds, and it looked like he had gone out and flown out and gathered the wheat and come back to the edge of the ark. And so I felt like that was obviously a symbol of two things. I looked up online to see what a falcon meant. And a falcon is actually a symbol of war. It is actually, peregrine falcons are one of the fastest animals actually on Earth. They think it is actually the fastest animal on Earth. It's a very fierce hunter, and it is a symbol of war. Obviously the wheat harvest, I believe, is the gathering and the rapture that is going to happen at the same time as the war. As long as I'm at it, I might as well share a third vision that I had about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was right before I was drifting off to sleep, and I saw actually an angel took me up in the spirit and showed me New York Harbor. And across the harbor, I looked out and I could see it was very cold, sort of chilly night, and there was danger in the water as I faced east out towards the ocean. And it's just an overwhelming sense of something in the water, like a Russian sub or something. And then immediately after that, I was shown a sky with a sunset and clouds and a path through the clouds, almost like someone had cleared the path of clouds, and it was a path up to the heavens, like leading up to the heavens. So this is like the second or third or fourth confirmation that I've had that there will be some kind of a war, and at the same time there'll be a rapture that will go along with this. So I just want to share those with you, and God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful night, and hopefully this will encourage you and, settle your spirit as you see this turmoil that's going on in the world today. God bless you. Bye.